Hi everyone, welcome to Gnan Cloud Garage. In this session, I'm going to talk about one of the known issue. So here is the problem statement. The compute node or server is not getting a boot up normally. In general, if the any server is not getting boot up, we'll receive a alert from the monitoring tool. So usual troubleshooting steps includes first we can verify the server ping status, whether it is pinging or not. If it is pinging, we consider it as a false alert. And if it is really not pinging, what we can do is we can connect to the specific compute node or server using ILO. If it is a HP server, from the ILO console, we can verify the server status. If the server is in a hung state, or if it is ESXi host, sometimes it may show purple screen of death. When we see this information, we can capture the screenshot and we are good to restart or reset the specific compute node or ESXi server. Once we do the reset server, some cases, if it is boot up normally, there will be no issues. But there are some scenarios, the server still, even if you try from the ILO, it's not boot up normally. So in that case, what we can do is we have to go to the data center and verify the specific synergy frame rack. Go to the specific rack. Let's say within this server HP synergy frame, we have a compute node and also we have a storage shelf and we also have a virtual connects. But our problem statement is node. Compute node means one this is considered as a one compute node, and this silver line is represent as a locking lever. Normally if you want to pull out and pull in the server, we can use this option. Okay, and we have a compute 1, compute node 2, node 3, node 4, node 5, node 6, node 7, node 8, and so on. So let's say one of the node is down. What we can do is we can just use the locking lever, unlock, and we can just remove the specific compute node or remove the specific blade from this synergy frame. And when we remove, it is looks like this. It is like a just we removed from the blade chassis and again reinsert. Okay, now it is in the whatever we removed from the chassis, we set it in the actual place. Okay, so when we do physically from the data center level, most of the scenarios servers may boot up normally. This is the troubleshooting procedure. I repeat, first step is we can try to reset from ILO. If the problem doesn't fixed, we have to go to the data center, use the physical server and remove the specific blade from the blade chassis and reset and reinsert, pull out and pull into the server so that the server can boot up normally. Okay, this is the second troubleshooting step. Let's say our data center and servers are located in a remote location. So when the servers are in a remote location, if you are instead of going to the data center physically, we have another alternate solution. That is, how can we reseat? When we pull out and pull in, that procedure we also call it as reseat the compute node. So how can we reseat a compute node using HP OneView CLI? So we can use command line interface, HP OneView CLI interface to do this, whatever the steps we are performing from data center level, the same way we can do the reseat from the command line also. Okay, these steps, how we can, instead of avoiding the going to data center, how we can do using command line, I will explain in this session. Okay, so in order to do that, the steps are, let's back to the, move to the next slide. See, how can we reset a compute node using HP OneView CLI? And OneView in short form, we call it as OV. Okay, the first step is there are 5 steps involved. The first step is efuse the server. Okay, efuse means electronic fuse. Normally in our home, we have a fuse for the power and power supply purpose. Same way here we have a electronic fuse to the server. So how we can run this efuse command is, first, we have to SSH secure shell using the OVIP. That means OneView IP address. That is the first step. Let's say, let's log into our lab system and we can verify the, we can consider any of the random server, which is any of the test machine. Let's say we have a OneView. Within the OneView, we have totally 9 servers, or else we can verify from here in the main console, server hardware, totally 9 servers are available. Let's say one of the first server is running with ESXi 8.0 and it is a ESXi 1. Host name is ESX1. If you want to open the LO console, we can open the LO console here and we can verify the first problem. Okay, and then we'll go to the troubleshooting steps. When we launch the ILO console and go to the home page, just scroll down, we can see the ILO remote console. So select HTML5 console. When we see the console, the currently server status is not booting up normally. If you see on the screen, currently it is in the blank screen, it's not booting up. Okay, even if I try to maximize, we can see there is a error message on the screen. It's not booting up normally. So when we face this kind of issue, what we have to do, usual troubleshooting step is, we already verified it's not booting normally. We can just select the LO power and reset option. Reset is nothing but it's a normal guest OS how we do the restart or guest restart option. Same way here we use the reset option. Suppose if you select the cold boot is nothing but a complete power off and power on. This is also another alternative option. Or you can select press and hold, that is nothing but a completely server will be power off and then again you can do power on. Okay, while power on we can use the option momentary press. Okay, so these are the options available, but some cases even if you apply these options, the server may not come up normally. So during that scenario, as we discussed, we have to do the reseat option. Reseat option, also we have two methods. Method one, go to the data center and do the pull out the server blade, specific blade from the chassis and reinsert. Okay, that is a one method. And another method is we can do it from the command line. That command line method I'm going to show you now. Okay, so open the SSH session putty and we have to type our specific OneView IP address. So let me copy the ILO IP address, OneView IP address, sorry, from the browser, and we can just paste the IP address here. And now login. Now I'm trying to log into the OneView. So default, we can use the admin credentials. Let's say the administrator login ID is administrator and enter the password. Once we enter the password, let me increase the font for better view. Okay, so OneView console is showing us main-view. So to see the OpenView console view, so we have to type the command console-view. Okay, when we type console-view, it is into the console view stage. To see our how many enclosures within our OneView console. Normally in the graphic level, if I go to the OneView console, when I select the OneView console, we can see there is a multiple options. We can see directly the server section and there is a hypervisor section, networking, storage, facilities, firmware and appliance page. And here, if I expand the hypervisors, expand the servers, we can see the how many enclosures are managing using this OneView. We are not only one enclosure, we can manage multiple enclosures, but in our test lab we have only one enclosure. So this is called enclosure. That means blade chassis. This is HPE Synergy frame. You can see here the model is Synergy 12,000 frame and it is running with multiple nodes. Okay, compute nodes. So within these compute nodes we are going to restart the one node. Okay, so to see this same information from the command line, open the SSH OneView SSH session and you can type the command show space enclosure list. When you type the enclosure list, it will show how many enclosures. As we know, we have only one enclosure is running. Within this one enclosure, it have a UID number, serial number, and it's running with a 10 blades. And totally we have the virtual interconnects or connections are 4 connections are available. 2 connections for the network, 2 connections for the storage. Okay. So when we see this enclosure list, now if we want to reseat the specific blade, even in the graphical level, we already verified the server is running with a totally 9 blades and maybe one one is the empty chassis. Okay, empty storage chassis. That's why it is showing 10. And within the one, it is clearly saying that it is running under the bay 1. The second one is bay 2, bay 3, bay 4, and so on. So we already know the affected server is running under the bay 1. So the command normally we have to type is, even if you type the help command, it will shows the help information. What is the commands we have to use? If you see, efuse is nothing but a electronically reset a bay in a frame. That means we are electronically reset or reset, any word we can use, reset a bay in a synergy frame. Okay, so the command could be efuse. Even if you are not sure, you can just type the question mark. It will give the specific parameters what we have to use. We have to choose the specific device bay. So device bay can be, we have to use device, and bay B letter should be caps letter. So the command is efuse device B caps device bay, and we have to type the UUID number. That UUID number should be from our show enclosure list. You can just copy the UUID number and paste it here. When you copy the UID number, space, and we have to type bay number. Okay, so bay number is 1. I repeat, so the command is efuse. Efuse means electronically reset a bay in a frame, and when your electron reset a device bay in a frame, we have to use the another syntax is device bay. So we already typed the device bay and UID number. So the UID number we can see from the enclosure list command. So UID number already entered, and then space, we have to type the bay, which bay is node having issue. So the bay having issue is 1. Okay, when you enter this one, just notice that when I select this console, currently ESX01 is running here. When I run that command from the command line, this device will be removed immediately. Okay, just observe here. Now press enter from the command line. See, command is running successfully. Now go to the graphical view. We can see the currently ESX1 is remove is in progress. See, remove is in progress. That means the specific blade removed from the synergy frame. Okay, that portion is completed, and again we have to reseat. That means wherever we pull out, again we have to pull in. For that pull in only, there is a some steps. Okay, let's back to our slide. We discuss what is the following steps. See the command what we did until now, SSH using OneView IP address, login with administrator credentials. So whatever credentials you have, you can log in with administrator and password. And to see the console view, the command is console view. And to see the enclosure list, command is show space enclosure list. This one only we entered, and copy the UID of the enclosure which has the affected server. So we already copied the UID number, and the actual command to run the efuse is efuse space device bay, and remember B should be caps uppercase, device bay space UUID. So UUID we already captured from enclosure list, and bay number. So bay number currently in our lab, the affected server is first server. Suppose in your scenario, if you have any of the some another number, you can enter the specific number and press enter. That is the first step. And the second step is clear all the active alerts from OneView. So log into the OneView console again. From the OneView console, you can see from the dashboard, is there any alerts? If you see here server profile, there is a one alert. So select here, what is that alert? We have to verify there is no server hardware in the bay one. So this is the alert. So as per the instruction, we have to clear the any of the errors or warnings. So go to the details. We'll just change this alert. Okay, owner is currently unassigned. Let's say administrator. Once it is updated, we can clear this error message. See, now the alert is automatically cleared. But let's wait for a while to finish this update. So let me close the previous ILO screen and try to refresh the page. See, when we refresh the page, everything is gone. So go to the administrator OneView dashboard, server profile is green, hardware is green, and these warnings are safely ignored. Currently, there is no host profiles. Okay, no maintenance and all. This enclosure warning is a known issue. Suppose if I click here, it's saying that the warning is like a do not have redundancy leak. This is safely ignorable one. Okay, the main alerts are already cleared. Okay, so back to the slide. So second step is completed. Now the third step is unassign the server profile. So server profile must be unassigned. So how we can unassign the server profile is again log into the lab system, go to the OneView, and here we have to unassign the server profile. That means select the server profile under server section. We have to choose server profile. Okay. When we select here, there are currently it is not showing the server profile. We have to choose under the server profile templates. Okay, so currently there are few server profile templates are available. So when we find the server template, there is a server templates are profiles are 4 profiles. So select the specific profile. Currently our server is connected to the ESXi 01. So select this profile and there is an option for edit. So when you click on edit this one, currently server hardware is mapped to the bay one. So as per the instruction, we have to unassign the server profile. So that means select the drop down menu and choose unassigned, and it is saying that unassign the server hardware from this bay. Yes, unassign. That means completely we are removing from the chassis. So click on OK. So it's saying that server must be power off in order to do this. Okay. So first of all, we can power off the server as well. So go to the server hardware ESX1. We can try to power off first. So we can power off from ILO. That is one option. Another option, we can also power off from here. Go to the actions. There is a power off option. So momentary press. Momentary press is like a mimics a physical momentary press of power button or forcefully power off press and hold. So any option we can use. So currently now powering off the Bay 1 server. Okay, power off is almost finishing. It's in progress. Okay, power off completed. When you see here, the power off completed state. Okay, even in the ILO session, when I refresh the page, you can see the server status is in a power off state. See the color is showing as amber color, power is off state. Another option to verify is go to the left side power. You can see the power off status. See server system power off. Okay, so now we can try to do the unassign the profile. Go to the server profiles, select the ESX1 and click on edit, and we'll try to unassign the profile. So select unassigned, yes, unassigned, click on OK. Previously it was showing error message due to power on state. Now we already powered off the server, so this time unassigned profile update is in progress. Okay, now the update is completed, and we'll back to the slide. We will verify the following step. See the third step we completed. OneView main menu, select the server profile. In the master profile, select the profile to unassign. We already select the ESX1 and we select click on edit. Under actions edit, we already selected as unassigned, click OK. This step is completed. Now fourth step is reassign the server profile. From the HPE OneView main menu, select server profile. Whatever the steps we performed just now, the same step, instead of unassign, this time we have to choose the specific server hardware box. Okay, so go back to the lab system and again same, click on edit option And earlier the server hardware status is unassigned. Now you can select the drop down menu and choose the server and click on OK. So once the profile is added successfully, even in our server list, the server will be added successfully. We can good to power on the server. That is the final step. Okay, wait to update the server configuration. See, applying server hardware settings to bay 1 in progress. When we modifying the server profiles, there will be a general message inconsistent with template. This warning message safely ignorable. Okay. See, now the server profile, this inconsistent message is safely ignorable, but profile is updated. When you select here dashboard and choose the server hardware, when you select the server hardware, ESX1 is back to normal. And if you see here, server power is off state. So the now the solution is, the final step will be, we already pulled out the blade and we pulled in, and now we have to power on the server. Okay, so even from the slide, I updated the fifth step is power on the server. Okay, so back to the system. Either you can power on from here, actions power on, that is one method, or from the ILO console also you can just press on momentary press, it will power on. Any method you can use. So let's say I'm powering on from OneView console, power on, actions power on. Okay, once it is powering, getting power on, we can monitor the status from the ILO console. So go to the ILO console. From the ILO only we have a remote console option. So select HTML5 console. We can monitor the server status. Earlier the server was not boot up. It's showing the blank screen and error message. But now we did the reseat a compute node or reset a compute node from HPE OneView CLI option. So this time, hopefully it will boot up normally. Okay, and even if you see the commands, we use the commands, 3 commands, console view once we log into the OneView SSH session. And even if you are unsure, you can use the help command to find out the commands. Another command we use is show enclosure list. So when we find the show enclosure list, we will get the UID information. And you can type the main command efuse device bay and also the UID number and a specific affected compute node. Our scenario affected compute node is bay 1. Okay, so this is how we can reset. Once this command is completed, we have to clear the alerts, we have to unassign the server profile, reassign the server profile, and finally fifth step is power on the compute node. Okay, currently ESXi host booting is in progress. So it may take a while to boot up. Once we see the healthy screen, we can back to the slide. Yeah, seems it's booting up normally. Okay, hope you got an idea how we can reset or reset compute node from the OneView CLI method. Okay, so hope you got an idea about these 5 steps. That's it for today. Thank you for your time today. And if you're watching this video first time, please do view, like, share, and subscribe to the Gnan Cloud Garage channel. If you're already subscribed, I appreciate all your support. Bye for now.